When you look at Uel's contribution, it's got to be the most unique contribution of all. And Uel was probably well ahead of his time. A talented man who caught so many moments on film.
Well, he came up and he shot the guys playing Little League basketball. And he got up on top of the baskets, the old wooden baskets, and shot right down on the kids there.
We have video footage of Paul Moulton, Danny Reynolds, Mouse Hager, all these guys that were on that 1970 championship team. We have footage of them playing Little League basketball when it was started in the early 60s. We have video footage of Bud Terrian refereeing, who's a Hall of Famer. We have video footage of a 30-something-year-old Buzz Moulton who's keeping score clock even back then for the Little League program. We have it because of Uel Gardner.
And he would spend hours and hours and hours filming those hatching of the eggs. He was a fishing game officer as well as the only photographer for the state of New Hampshire. And outstanding. They still write about him in the Hawkeye Sportsman's newspaper. His name is brought up quite often. He spent a lot of time going to schools and showing his wildlife film, of which he had many, many.
If you've lived in town long enough and you have photos of sports teams, whether your son played, your daughter played, whatever, you have a piece of Uel Gardner in your home.
As noted in the intro clip, our next inductee's contributions are perhaps the most unique type of contribution we've ever recognized, the contribution of photo and film. A resident of Farmington for over 6 decades, Uel made his home here, and his legacy lives on in people's living rooms, our local schools, the town library, the historical society, scrapbooks and albums, and places we may not even know. The film footage you witnessed in the intro clip is that of the 500s youth basketball program in its infancy back in the early 60s and captures the likes of Hall of Famers Paul Moulton, Mouse Hager, Danny Reynolds, Bud Terrian, and Buzz Moulton, to name a few. Not only did Uel make his mark here in town, but with the state of New Hampshire as well, through his work with Public TV Channel 11 and the New Hampshire Fish and Game Department. And although the selfie is a new craze, Uel took selfies long before their recent popularity to test out his new equipment. There's a movie quote about photos that goes like this: "If pictures have anything important to say to future generations, it's this: I was here, I existed, I was young, I was happy, and someone cared enough about me in this world to take my picture. Thank you, Uel, for caring enough about us to take our picture. And the next time you take a selfie, think to yourself, this one's for Uel." Uel Gardner passed in 1993. However, he is well represented by his very proud family here tonight. 4 of his granddaughters traveled here, some quite a distance, to be here and accept this on behalf. Please welcome the family of our next inductee, Uel Gardner.
Thank you for this honor for our grandfather. We have such fond memories of his love for his family and for this community, as well as for his faith. He was a hard worker and especially loved for his photography. Each of his memories are the numerous times he would sit in front of his camera as his model while he tested out new equipment and techniques. On behalf of his entire family, thank you all for allowing him to be honored and remembered. Thank you.